Thanks for joining us, Shwetank, all the way from the UK. And this is bang in the middle of a working day. So thank you for taking time out and talking us through your product. So quick introduction, guys. Shwetank is the founder at Cooee, which is an AI-enabled app that personalizes messages for all the people that you engage with through your website, etc., versus the traditional way of doing it. So it's a far more immersive, richer experience that your users can engage with. And the outcome of that should have a direct correlation to your conversion rate. It has a spike in conversion rates, etc. So that's a quick, brief introduction. I'll let Shwetank take over. Shwetank, I hope I introduced you appropriately. Please feel free to introduce yourself and Cooee and what you guys have been up to, how old you are, what you offer.
Perfect. Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you, Vanya, and the team for having us today. Hopefully, everybody is nicely fed and the food is not that great that you're feeling sleepy now. And then you'll be able to survive with me for an hour. But looking forward to making this more interactive, questions, and it's like brainstorming together. So that's the kind of aim for this. Before I go into the presentation, we have pretty exciting things lined up for you guys. One startup from your community, run by Mona Bajaj. We're going to invite her later on to the session. She runs an online e-commerce store on Shopify. We'll onboard her company onto our platform within minutes, and then she'll go ahead and use the platform to run the engagement and show you how easy it is to bring AI-powered personalization for a D2C brand, because that's the main agenda of the conversation. And Mona does not use Cooee, so it's going to be pretty much the first time when she's going to try and do this. Going a few steps back, what is Cooee all about and why is it even related to the topic of conversation? So we are an AI platform, low code, that integrates on your digital channels within a few clicks. You talk about your mobile app, mobile web, or any of the e-commerce channels like Shopify, Wix, WordPress, WooCommerce, Dukaan, and things like that. And we're trying to do it in a very different way because past couple of years have brought the digital habits of every consumer more out in the open. All of us have started using things in a very different way, but each and every one of us, the way we consume digital products and services are very, very unique. And gone are the days where you just go and get one creative done from a Photoshop designer, put that into a manual segmentation and run, and then hope and pray that out of the 100,000 people, I have put it in my so-called engagement campaign. Because the time, the attention span, and the challenges that D2C brands like most of you guys face are very, very immense and are in a very different way. So that's what Cooee does. What we do, we've developed a technology where we go ahead and use about 6 different machine learning algorithms to create a unique image for every single user. Yes, every single user at scale. And that image can be used in different combinations as notifications or even as an omni-channel engagement. So we find the best product for a customer, how it should be presented, at what price, and at what place. And all this is done to go deep into one-to-one personalization, and that is the game changer and how you differentiate your brand compared to the others. With this quick introduction, I'm going to start sharing my screen. So when you talk about D2C, and it's direct to consumer, as soon as you look at D2C, it kind of changes the mindset from the consumer as well as the person who's trying to sell it. It's all about the impression or about the storytelling, and deep down it's all about the experience that you offer along with your product, right? If you look at Netflix and some other popular digital channels and services that we all use pretty much every day, I don't know how many of you actually knew that Netflix personalizes the thumbnails that different people see based on their habits and genre of content that they watch. So if there is one Stranger show or Stranger Things show, different people will be shown different thumbnail images on their Netflix accounts. If you like drama, if you like romance, if you like thrill, or if you like violence, or whatever kind of genre. And once you get this kind of experience from the leading industry, market leaders in whatever digital service that we consume, it leaves that taste in our mouth that that's exactly what we expect from everybody. Netflix, and there are some more brands who do it amazingly well. And that's what kind of leads to the whole way to what is personalization. It's actually tailoring an experience based on, an individual's data that a company has. And how well you can do the personalization, look at the data that you have of a consumer, how well you can do it in real time, and then also learn from it. Everything goes in the whole layer of personalization, as we go on and term it as. So when we look at e-commerce, what would an e-commerce personalization really look like? We have the customer name. Many times we don't, because a lot of people don't even give their customer name and don't even log in till the end moment when they actually have to add to cart. A lot of e-commerce providers now also offer the functionality where you don't even need to sign in. You can just go ahead and do a guest checkout. But then having information regarding your previous orders, what's happening in the market, is that also being shown to them? Because customers are used to always comparing your products with the others available in the market. So they want to understand the trends. They want to know what's happening, what's new, how is it differentiated. Pricing is again a very, very key matrix, especially in the Indian market. We all know how price sensitive people are. The fast checkout and the feedback that every customer can give you regarding your product and the end-to-end experience. This should be catered in a personalized way for every single user. Yes, Pawan, can we, I don't know how the format is. Usually, do we take questions now? Do we take questions at the end? I'm happy to take the question now.
No, I recommend, Shwetank, that you continue with your deck. And can we reserve the Q&A when Shwetank is done with his presentation and the demonstration, perhaps in the last 20 minutes of our call? So Shwetank, take over again and we'll address questions post.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
But the way e-commerce in reality is, guys, and you all run this business, you all know the challenges of running the operations of a D2C brand on a daily basis is we all scramble to come out with a creative done by the graphic designer, somehow put a segment list together because we need to send out an email before Monday, before your offer for Diwali goes live. And then you end up doing things like this. This is me as a customer. I got 2 emails back to back, 1 minute, trying to promote me first a men's bag and then also a women's backpack. And I was not interested in either one of them. So when we started looking at the experience, how the top brands offer, and most of your consumers have tasted that, and now you come to reality, because gathering data is hard, making sense of it is even more harder. And then deploying and running it in real time to have a mechanism so that it generates this one-to-one personalization is super hard. However, there are some companies can delight, but there are the only few companies that can delight. Let's look at the whole personalization maturity as a graph. So when the whole digital, I would say, ecosystem started, we all started with mass marketing and segmentation and personalization and hyper personalization. So when we look at Netflix, we look at Spotify, Amazon, Starbucks, it is the way these guys do it is phenomenal. This is a joke I always do to my friends and everybody is, if Amazon sold cars on Prime, that's the first place I would look for, and they would actually even know the kind of model I'm looking for. I think that's a reality for all of us. They are able to do it because they have data, which is fair. They have unlimited resources, machine learning, AI, testing ground, the scale to be able to test the models as well. because 80% of AI models don't go into production. Right? And then once they deploy it, they see the results. But the reality is, today I have a D2C brand. I have an option to sell it on Amazon or a Flipkart or a Myntra, or I have an option to go and open a Shopify or a Wix site of my own. But either ways, people will still compare me to what is being sold on a Myntra or a Snapdeal. That's the reality. So you have to go and do something to offer them the closest experience of personalization that these companies can offer. But we all understand that you don't have the resources, don't have the time, and don't have the money. And that's where we're going to talk about, right? How can some of the AI stuff which has evolved in the past few years help you achieve that? But how to move ahead from here is, when you compare fundamentally, what is D2C? It's direct to consumer, which you all know. But what's the most important part, what comes along with selling in D2C, is the customer data. When you sell on Amazon or a Flipkart, there is limited information of what your consumer is doing, you can understand. There are limited ads, limited traffic arrangements, limited options that you can do. Yes, you can choose to, give 25% of your revenue for every unit and, get yourself enlisted there and use a lot of those functionalities. But if I understand correct, most of you guys here have your own brand in selling in your own D2C model. So you're hosting your whole e-commerce in one of these e-commerce stack. That means the most important and critical value in a real estate that you have is customer data. But what comes with data is responsibility. And the challenges that comes with this data, which is a gold mine, is firstly how to reduce your CAC, reduce the cost of digital marketing, because that's a big question for all of us all the time. How to talk about the visitors on your website, mobile apps and stuff that you convert to paying customers. And then to understand the customer persona so that you can upsell, cross-sell, engage, and also retain them. Because a very unique D2C product in the market is not, something possible, because there are very close competitors. There are always new things coming. You can have a few USPs. You can definitely go and promote, something of a health thing on food, or something which is sustainable in terms of clothing, etc. However, that's not something which is going to stick around for the consumer as the only value add to buy your product for a longer duration. You have to really understand what they want and how they want and when they want. And that's where personalization plays a very, very key part. I recently did a small poll on my LinkedIn account, a few weeks back. And I kind of asked Shopify store owners, what do you think is the most important data point to offer to your consumers, when you're trying to engage with them? You can see the results right here. 67% said that, the product. If we are able to understand what a customer wants, the product is so important to offer. Second, mention time. Zero feedback on where to offer this engagement. Right? I was pretty surprised. And the fourth is, again, the channel. A channel can be multiple. What's really working in reality is not just one of this is making a cut, because that's where you again have to go and segment the users. Every user becomes unique, and you have to use a combination of all these data points together to go and approach and engage with your customer, because your window of impressing them is very less. You have to go and understand what they want eventually. They will come back to you. They will look at what you want. But if they don't find what they were looking for, they don't see something which associates and resonates with them, they are going to get out of your site. The bounce rate is going to go high and then go to your competitor very easily. This mindset change of why every single click is a data point which can be converted into something meaningful by drawing the insights from them needs to change. And that is where the conversions, the revenue will take a huge increase. You look at one customer flow on your digital website today, right? They come in, you show them something as a pop-up for a product recommendation. Then there's an abandoned cart, then there's loyalty that you're trying to upsell, cross-sell, discounting, and then there is a feedback, etc. There are multiple notifications, multiple pop-ups, multiple ways to engage. It leaves the customers just so confused. At the end, when you are designing an ad for your product, we always want to go and focus and say that, guys, let's not put more than 1 or 2 CTAs, so that we don't want the customer to stay here and there. We just divert them just to do one thing. Also, another thing which is very important, what most of the people don't realize is, on an average, Shopify and other store owners use about 6 apps to engage their customers for different purposes. Right? The data, a lot of times, is being captured by one app and given to the other app. And this leads to Chinese whisper between 2 different apps. Because every single company, the way they store the data, the way they interpret data, and then also give it forward to somebody else for processing is different. So if your input is interpreted in the wrong way, your output is definitely going to be wrong, and the customer is not getting engaged. This is where I think the whole traditional approach needs to really change, and why it's broken is, today if you want to run a campaign, what you do is you go and define an objective. Past few days I'm seeing a lot of posts on Diwali, the festival season. I want to promote this product, etc., etc. Perfect. They've done the timing. They're doing the math right. So in defining an objective, I want to increase my sales of this new product, which is a Diwali hamper. Then you go and talk to your data science people, or you talk to your analysts to find out what kind of information we have, or do we need to do something else? You make some changes. Then you create some landing pages, create some new, images, Photoshop, Canva. Then you prepare some kind of segmentation list, do some A/B testing, and you launch a campaign. And then you go and see the effectiveness of 4 different campaigns that you're running. In a sense, do you understand what you're doing is you're trying to break the most important part of this campaign, which is design and data. Your design is being done by, again, different software tools, and then you plug that into a campaign, and then you run it. How many designs can you run? 4, 5, 10, 20? You don't have unlimited designers. You don't have unlimited bandwidth to run campaigns which are, just for 50 users, just for 100 users, because everything takes operational cost and time. And that's where what should be delivered is a design should be created based on data of every user. That is still not possible. That's why you see stagnancy, and that's where the one-to-one personalization technology or approach didn't exist in the market before. Design done on Photoshop, Canva, no direct integration. On an average, it takes 20 minutes for a Photoshop designer to come up with one image. You don't have 200 designers like maybe the biggies of the world, so you'll always be limited with what you can do. Data, people can love data, hate data, but again, a lot of platforms give you amazing drill down of Excels. Every time people talk about, I've done a Google Analytics integration. But how many of those 100 people can actually go and understand what is the insight from the platform? How many can actually download an Excel which talks about what the customers are doing on their channel, drawing insights and putting them into your engagement platform? I doubt more than 2 to 5%. That's where data is important. However, the insights is far more important. And where we come in is saying, stop. Don't send one more of that notification because it's spam and annoys your customer. It does to me too. Everyday morning ritual, the first thing I get up in the morning is take my phone, go and swipe out all the messages I got because they are spammy, they are segmented, they bucket me because once I click to buy a shirt and I don't want to buy a shirt anymore. However, one of that is being sent to me on regular basis and it just doesn't work anymore. What's the need and what do we really need to do now is to have a horizontal solution that gathers customer data, understands, and actually draws insight from it, creates a way that you can engage with customers one on one, as we spoke, and also continuously learn from it. And that's how we will get personalization. And this personalization is something that will increase conversions and fuel your revenues because this is something very unique and others are not doing. What we do, and that's where Cooee comes into play. So we are the only e-commerce engagement platform, so-called, you need, we gather data. So we just data management, we go ahead and apply 6 different AI technologies there. We can engage customers with image, video, and we are also working on augmented reality in the coming time. So e-commerce and augmented reality is really going to, change things the way it is. We already support that on Shopify. We are the third player globally who can deliver AR on Shopify at the moment. And then from every single engagement or a notification that you deliver to your customer, we understand, did the customer like it, didn't like it? And that information comes back to our machine learning pipeline so that next time we go ahead and, do an engagement to them, the what, why, when, where for that customer actually changes. And as you all know, cost of acquiring a new customer versus cost of selling to an existing customer is far more beneficial. And just 5% increase in retention can give you up to 80% increase in revenue. So if you break it down, what does we really do? We generate an image for every single user. So when we look at an image, what does that image really have? Imagine a notification that you're getting, an in-app notification while you're on Shopify. We go ahead and take an output of product recommendation AI, which tells me that which product should be promoted to this customer. Then we find out the right price for them. We do personalization of name, text, we do CTAs, and then we also deliver it at the place where we think the customer is about to bounce. So if last time you came to, add to cart and you didn't proceed from there, next time we'll show you an image right before add to cart, trying to engage you, preempting you to churn. And this logic is done for every single user at scale using the images that are available on your CMS automatically. And this is done by computer vision. So the way we are placing objects on each image is not on the product. It's on top where people can still see your product. So that's where we spoke about data and design together. So the way we are doing it, design, it's a Canva like drag and drop interface that we're going to show you very shortly. Combine all the algorithms and what we come out with is one-to-one engagement, which can be delivered, for the customer across your e-channel, e-commerce. Personalization will deliver an incremental 3 trillion to the economy by 2026. And this is where it's going to span across all industry verticals, travel, telco, retail, etc., etc. And why has personalization become so big now? People have been talking about it for many years. It's because it is getting assisted with the right technology at the right time, which is, marketing automation, AI, AR, no code, low code, and 5G. This is all allowing personalization to go ahead and do better and really deliver value now. So to sum up, what I want to say is we are present on different channels, mobile app, mobile web, and the popular e-commerce stores. We can deliver this personalization for you to engage and delight your customers, to increase again your revenues and things like that. And what we like to do now is we like to invite Mona, who's the founder of Bara Bags, and she's on Shopify. She's not a Cooee customer. I just got in touch with her yesterday so that we could request her to join the call for a live demo. What we will attempt to do is ask her to integrate Cooee on her Shopify store and just show you all guys that how easy it is to integrate with a personalization as a service kind of platform like Cooee, and then eventually deliver those notifications to your customers, which are one-to-one personalized over time. So, Mona, I'll request you to please join the call, and I'll stop sharing my screen.
Yeah, sure, Shwetank. Thank you so much for giving me opportunity to, get on this call and give a demo. Yeah, once again, I'll just present my screen.
Shwetank, should we just pause for a quick minute to see if anyone has any questions?
Sure. Let's do that.
Does anyone have any questions? Show of hands, or you can type it out in the chat box. Shwetank, I have a couple of questions if you don't mind. Mona, can we just pause for a second? Yeah, is that okay? The maturity of the company, the scale of the company. At what point within the company's sort of growth cycle would you recommend an integration with a product like Cooee, for example? Is there a best practice saying, okay, when you reach, let's say, X number of users, monthly active users, etc., at that point a Cooee will significantly add value? Is there any such metric?
So the way we go and tell everybody this, Sajid, that you use Cooee or not, that doesn't matter. But please go and integrate any solution with your e-commerce channel right on day one, because the more you delay this, you're delaying data capture. That is first. So you need to start gathering information of what your customer is looking at, doing, etc. on your website right from day one, because that also gives you product market growth, that gives you product market fitment, that gives you a lot of information. And second, even if you integrate to a tool that gathers data, then make sure that tool also gives you insights from it, because people can integrate GA and be happy with it, but they can't do whatever along with it.
Right.
So we go and recommend that, we have different tiers of plan for a lower company who's just starting out, maybe a couple of years, not very high MAU. We tell them, guys, go for a lower plan. You don't need it, because anyways, the AI takes about 3 to 6 months to kick in to really give results based on, the customer persona.
Yeah.
And of course, we are very honest about it. AI is not a magic wand. It will not come in, make you 200x tomorrow, etc. But what we say is very important for you to have a mechanism to capture data, deliver the engagement, and also learn from it continuously.
Got it. So we're going to see the installation now, or the integration now rather, and just segue off that, I don't know if Mona has any tech sort of abilities or background, but broad stroke, what is the level of, does the team need to be equipped with a tech resource, or is it like, for example, when I built out my Wix website, I could do a very average job. We've improved it since then, but I feel like you can develop a Wix website having very little tech sort of know-how. Because I'm asking on behalf of everyone here, some of us are techie, some of us are not. What sort of level of tech skills must one possess in order to use your service?
Yeah. So I don't know Mona's technical skills, to be honest. We let her answer that question. But the way we've designed this platform is anybody with no tech experience, with no Photoshop or any of those experience, can go and run this within minutes.
Fantastic.
And we will demo this. We'll demo this to you right away.
Yeah, let's do it right now. So good. That's a good answer, because a lot of you here, I guess, won't be as technically savvy. At least I believe so. But it'll be amazing to see the demo. So take it over, you guys.
Sure. Thank you, Mona. If you can, share your screen, please.
I would like to answer here. I am medium level techie person, so I don't know tech much here.
That's great. And if you can do it in a couple of minutes, we got a winner, man.
Great. So, Mona, if you can also tell everybody about your startup, what you do, etc., please. Then.
Yeah, sure. So basically, Braga is into manufacturing of bags. So we use a vegan leather as a material to, make a bags of in our under our brand. We support local artisans and promote vocal for local. And all our products are cruelty-free vegan leather that we use, and all are designed by myself. So I'm a bag designer as well. So I've been doing since 4 years now, and I've entered D2C space since 6 months now. Previous to that, I was doing into B2B space.
Perfect.
Yeah, so that's a little background about it.
Great. Thank you, Mona. So if you can go to your shop. Yeah, we can see your screen. If you can go to your Shopify panel, please.
Okay.
And or just or just go Google and say, just try to find Shopify Cooee. Let's do Shopify app Cooee.
Let's go to Shopify App Store.
Yes, please.
And then type for Cooee, right?
Cooee, yes, COOE. Yeah.
It's not showing up. Yeah.
Yes, just go ahead and.
Yeah, I should add the app, right?
App, yes. That's my funny picture. I didn't notice. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go install app, please. So what it's doing basically, guys, we are going and taking an account from Shopify details, and we're trying to create an account on Cooee straight away. So there is no sign up, no login, etc. Now then you go and connect Cooee. So once you've done that, there is an account which has been established, and now you can just go connect now, please. You're now connected.
Yeah, connect now. Yeah.
Great. Okay. And now this one thing, now just this thing is, enable in the theme editor. Nothing will happen to your live store. It's just so that it allows us to go and run something on top of your Shopify store. Once you do that, Cooee is installed.
Yeah, it's installed now.
Right. Perfect. Now, if you can open another browser, please, and just go to www.letscooee.com. And for you, I think it should be sign in, and we should automatically take you to the composer. So what we are going to open now, guys, is something, what Rajiv was asking, a very Canva-centric, similar interface. You're already integrated here. So if you don't mind just clicking on Let's Engage, please. Yes. No. You can see Hi Mona, you can see the store name, everything is onboarded here. So if you click on Let's Engage, it will open a Canva-like interface, what we call a composer. And whatever you create here can be delivered to your customers right away in real time. And this can be done in two ways. So one is, there are a host of templates that you can pick from here. Mona can pick any and then make changes to the text, font, color, product, images all by herself straight away. Right. So if you can click on the floral, the dress, Mona, for example, please.
Yeah.
Yes. And then go to background on top.
Yeah.
And then images. What we've also done is we've already. Yes. All the product images of your Shopify are already synced. Sorry, Rajiv, were you saying something?
No, I'm saying it's fantastic. You pulled all the images from her website, right?
Yeah. So she can go and change whatever she wants here straight away. Change the size.
Want me to change?
Yeah, sure. Please go for it. No, just click on it, Mona. No drag and drop.
Okay, it's that easy. Oh.
Yeah, just click. If you it's done. You can change. You can change the text. Buy now can be a CTA. which can go to this. So if you click on buy now and just go to the right hand top of the page, the blue icon next to the delete button, please. Yeah, here you can go and configure the CTA that you want. That you want to take it to a customer, or just take them to view a product, and you can actually go and select a product as well from here. And just go and pick that product right from there, and that's it. Link set.
Sorry, where?
Yeah. You've done it already. It's done.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can just press continue, just to show. Again, the transparency can be changed, the size can be changed. It can be a small circle on the left hand side, whatever you want. You can also see how it looks like on mobile or on desktop, etc.
Changing the percentage, 80% nahi dena hai.
And bags as well.
And go and click continue, and then you can set the rules. Show this on this particular event, or show this for this only once a customer on this particular date, etc. However you want to do it, and publish. And this engagement will be live on the website within seconds.
Okay, so shall I publish it?
Sure, you can. You can go ahead and publish it.
I will have to do this 1 second. Yeah. Where is this?
So if I can just quickly jump in, Shwetank, so you created this creative, and once you publishes it, how is it delivered to the user? Anyone who visits the website, or is it sent as a notification via email?
No, so this right now is, you can see this on here, that it will be shown as an engagement,
okay,
like a notification on the screen.
Okay.
And if Mona opens the website now, or you guys can all open the website, you will see that on your screen right away.
Oh wow!
But you can you can all go and we can decide how we want to deliver this, like a small icon, transparency, increase, decrease, or whatever we want to do, however we want to do, etc.
Yeah, I could not see the pop-up. It will take some time to reflect.
I think you just need to be on incognito mode. But any of you guys, I think the best way is you guys can try this URL. For sure, it will show for you, because it's showing for me. I just tested.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's fine. And every single engagement that you add will show sent, impressions, engage, rate, etc. Mona, if you can also click on dashboard, please.
Yeah, 1 second. Yeah.
Right. So guys, this will give you a detailed drill down of all the DAUs, MAUs, what are the customer doing, when are they buying, what are they clicking, etc. All the information will come here. And then Mona, if you don't mind, just go on branding, please. That's the last thing that I want to show is, guys, you come here and configure your brand colors, font, images, whatever you want. And then every engagement that we deliver will be delivered on your exact colors. Right. So just in the interest of time, I want to quickly take the demo for 2 minutes to show you guys the one-to-one personalization part. Because what we did was a case where we could just go and come and create this and run it for everybody. But let me try to take the screen now.
Yeah, I'll stop sharing.
Yes, please. Thank you. And so, yeah, share. Fine. So I'm just So just going to show you how the whole computer vision thing works. So let's create a one-to-one personalization. So what we're doing is we go and do the product here. We go and place this as the product recommendation. We add text. Let's say can hide customer name. This will replace customer name. Then we can add discount, etc. Then the CTA. I'm not even changing anything right now. But just to tell you, if we go preview and one-to-one preview, what it will do is basically looking at where the customers came on your website, what they bought or what they touched, what they didn't buy. It generates notifications for every single user. And then we can customize discounts for them. What we also customize is where to show it. So hopefully, given the time, we were able to do a little bit justice. This is where we decide, how and where to show time-wise. And we just launched another new feature, which is, how we can generate creatives by AI as well. Like you go and put that I want this text, this image, this URL, this city, and then we'll show you 20 creatives here to say, this is the best creative for you to run a campaign. One-to-one or A/B testing or, one-to-many, however you guys want to do it. So at the end, this is what it is. I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm seriously hoping with all the yapping that I've done for the past 50 minutes, there will be some questions at least.
So are we done with the demo and your session, Shwetank? Should we move on to
Rajiv,
Q&A?
Yeah, I think we just have about 12 minutes or so, right? If
okay.
I'm not wrong.
So I have lots of questions, but I'm going to open it up for the rest. Be a bit selfish to mute everybody. But guys, we've got a 15-minute window, 12-minute window. Any questions from any of the participants? By the way, there's a couple of people commenting how cool. So Hazel said really cool, and I think generally the vibe is very nice. It just kind of bordered slightly, perhaps on the technical side. So your users, right? Let's say someone who's running a D2C brand, how much time are they spending on Cooee? What kind of, because as in the case of lean teams, small teams, there's a bunch of things going on, and you're a founder, this better than anyone else here, is you've got a bunch of things to dabble, right? And very often, we kind of, in trying to juggle time, we don't know where to spend the bulk of our time. Operations, for example, takes up a lot of my time, unfortunately. So how much, like a good use case is how much time are people spending on Cooee? What part of your day?
Yeah, they are spending, I would say, about 15 to 20 minutes to half an hour.
Oh, that's really lean, yeah. That's
no, and we want to reduce it, because the way we look at it, this Rajiv, is when you run a campaign for a specific objective, right? For us, you run this campaign that every time this customer comes back to your website, and we automatically show you a new product at a different place. So you don't need to run different campaigns.
Correct.
You run one. Yeah, these notifications, they pop up when one opens site. You can customize that, Hazel, the way you like it. You can customize this to, show them when they are inactive after a few minutes. You can go and customize them based on where they bounced last time. You can go and configure it to an event as well. Very soon, the image that we just created, you will also be able to send it to them for via an abandoned cart, via an SMS or a WhatsApp or an email. We are trying to work on that integration as well. So imagine an image is being created for your user based on their persona, their liking, what they did. And then we are trying to have that omni-channel engagement layer for them.
So just in terms of quick use case, right? So let's say I, as a potential customer of a Braga bag, I visit braga.in and I browse and I see 4 bags. Perhaps I add something to the cart, perhaps I don't, and I exit, I leave. So now Braga has my data in the form of cookies, and that now has been given, they've given you the access to that data. Now Cooee looks at that data, figures out what Rajiv is doing on the internet, and therefore drawing
conclusions. We don't go to the internet.
Okay.
We are privacy preservant in that way. We don't share one data from the other, etc.
Okay.
So there are 2 ways to do it. One, if the customer is coming for the first time.
Yeah.
We go and automatically show them what is trending on your website.
Got it. That's generic, because at the moment Braga doesn't know Rajiv and Shwetank have different tastes.
That is generic. That is generic.
Right? Sure.
That is generic, but that is still better than not showing anything or showing something random.
Correct.
Because people in D2C environment and mindset today, they go and look at the top trending or what's happening, or
Got it.
you know, most of them like I'm sure Mona will have one bag style out of her collection which does really very well, and that is what
Sure.
she should highlight, right?
Right.
And then once the customer comes in couple of times, etc., then we start, you know, the persona building, and then we start personalizing them to, you know, right one to one.
Got it. Very interesting. And what kind of, in the customers that you have, let's say across the board, right? Not the best performer, not an anomaly, but what kind of jumps do we see in conversion rate? Or perhaps like one of your points of slide was arguably a reduced acquisition cost, right? So what kind of, in pure numbers and tangible numbers, what kind of changes can one expect? Let's say in 6 to 12 months, because that's the time you need to absorb the data, right?
Absolutely. So the best case that what we've seen is some of our customers where personalization really makes a difference. When you talk about food, when you talk about fashion, when you apparel, when you talk about beauty and all these things, right? They've been able to get an incremental 40% sales month to month. Wow. Using engagement.
40% is handsome, guys. Everyone here should like jump at an opportunity like this, because very substantial.
Yeah, and then there are custom, you know, AI models, and you know, I don't want to get into a technology thing, but the whole attempt is to make it very simple so that you don't have to worry for technology. Bring in a platform that works for you, and then you change the parameters, and then it delivers. And one thing that we have an exclusive partnership with Headstart, guys. So of course there is a massive discount and massive everything available as well. So that is something that you can check with you know, your cohort leaders and stuff like that. But we understand the whole e-commerce problem and challenges operationally, cost-wise, trying to do differentiation, how to stand out of the crowd, and the whole attempt of Cooee is to be able to deliver that with results and conversions.
Got it. What's with the history? What's the name Cooee? What's the origin of the name Cooee? I'm curious about names usually.
No, which is good question. If you actually look at the dictionary, it means you know, call out. So it's actually an Australian English word which says you're calling people. So it's like enticing and inviting your customers, and we are a B2B2C brand, and we're trying to help you entice and bring your customers here.
Super, fantastic. I like the name. In fact, I was on your website and I noticed, so since you spoke about the partnership with Headstart and the pricing, etc., can we quickly tell everyone here, how does one come sign up as a user? And is there any form of account management onboarding, or is it, as you know, we saw how Mona did it, it seemed very easy.
Yeah, we do encourage people for their time as well, so that they can go and do onboarding themselves. We have a lot of Loom and tutorial videos on our YouTube channel. People can go and look at that. However, if anybody needs any help, like on Wix, you know, there is a stage where you just need to put one small query somewhere, etc. All those we can completely help with. So for Headstart, we have 50% off on all paid plans that we have. And also it comes along with professional onboarding. There's a question. I see. Yeah. Yes, we are working on delivering these notification WhatsApp, and within a couple of weeks, this feature is also going to be live. So using the same composer or the dashboard that you saw, you will be able to create a notification that can be delivered to WhatsApp one-on-one. Right. So that's going to kind of completely change the game.
So quick question, there are platforms like Interact, for example, which is an offshoot of Haptic, which is an AI-enabled chatbot service, right? And they allow you to integrate WhatsApp and automate communication with your users. Is that an area you're delving into, or you're not doing that yet? At the moment, we're just creating the right communication for the right user. But are we then creating that level of interaction with customers, automated interaction with customers?
That's not the space that we want to go into, Rajiv.
Fair.
Yeah, the space that we want to get into is immersive and AR. So tomorrow, Mona's bag will be available, that they can actually play around and see the exact size with 4 color options right there and there. Then the third phase for us will be that they can actually try on Mona's bag virtually and then see how it looks on them.
Yeah, that'll be a big game changer. Yeah.
Yeah, we just did some, you know, work with Rajasthan Royals. They bought a league in Caribbean, and we delivered a virtual t-shirt jersey try on for them. It's actually even live on Instagram if anyone wants to check out. So you could go, and then they release this jersey, and you can actually try it on. How the jersey looks on you. So that's gonna kind of change very differently. Thank you, Hazel. Appreciate your good words.
And for anyone wondering, Shwetank just published his email address on the chat. So please take a note now for anyone who wants to get in touch. And can we just talk about the pricing quickly, Shwetank, if you don't mind, for everyone here to kind of know what ballpark we're talking about?
So it's, our pricing in Indian terms is about 10K per month.
Okay.
But again, for Headstart is 50% discounted at the time, so it's just 5K a month.
Okay. There's a starter pack as well. Is that something?
There's a free plan. Anybody can come and activate. Absolutely, integrate that for free. And then once you grow a little bit, and then you get that. Yeah.
Fantastic.
And we are also working on some new pricing plans as well, which should be live in a couple of weeks. So we'll also communicate that to the Headstart team.
Yeah, but I think it's a good time to take your 10,000 rupee plan at a 50% discount.
Hazel, if you don't mind, can you tell me about your company, your product, to see if there are some AR use cases we can experiment with? I'm just throwing it out there. So
yeah, of course. Yeah, she's quite engaged with you on the chat.
Yeah. Otherwise, any other questions? Any feedback, guys? Does it make sense with your e-commerce day-to-day business? Do you guys resonate with it, or any other feedback or suggestion for us? Also, highly welcome.
Shwetank, I had a question. Can I ask it?
Of course, Mona.
Yeah, so as we did with this, changing the theme for pop-up, if we are doing some performance marketing with A/B testing, so is there any chance, if we are doing it, sitting with the agency team and changing the creatives for that ad set, so can we do this integration for ad set testing as well? Is this possible?
Ad side testing, as in, I didn't understand that, Mona.
So when we do performance marketing, there's a lot of testing which we do as per which customers are interacting, and then we try to change the creatives for that ad. Correct? So it takes time again to go back to the designer and ask him to try some different products, change some font or pictures regarding to that. So can we do as a easy tool if we do with Cooee?
Yeah. So there are two things we've done here, Mona. One, AI can actually give you 20 options of the creative that you are about to generate. So if you go and like the way you did it, you change your image, change the text, etc. AI will show you 20 different options, and then you can pick and choose that option from as well. Or what you can do, out of those 20 options which are created, you can then do A/B testing on them.
Alright.
So, right? But eventually, the way we see this, Mona, is every single user is getting a unique image to themselves. So there is no question of A/B testing.
Right.
A/B testing comes in when you want to put a creative to say, hey, happy Dussehra or take a 20%, right? Because that's a generic thing that you want to show to 100,000 people. But when you're actually trying to upsell, cross-sell, or engage with every user one-on-one, then in the long term, this is not the use case.
Got it. Thanks for that.
Sure.
Any questions, guys? I think we're on time, so any last minute questions? No, I think we're good, Shwetank.
So thank you, guys. Really
it's
appreciate
a great product, man. I really think your product is fantastic, and you're doing the job that we all struggle with typically manually, right? We kind of I've done it the old school way where you bucket customer. He's a potential customer. He's a guy who left an abandoned cart. This guy bounced in 30 seconds. What communication can I send him? And that becomes a big challenge in itself. So the fact that you're able to create the personalized communication for each of those guys who visit our websites, and again, when clients also have 40% jump in conversion, it's a no-brainer for anyone to use such a service, especially when you've got plans to begin with. It's a free plan, and once we hit that scale of 1,000 monthly active users, then we start paying, and then it's all worth it, right? So I think you've built a great product, and I want to thank you again for all your time. It's amazing that you're doing this on a Tuesday evening, And thanks to the Headstart team to kind of put all this together. And I wish you all the best, man. And we'll definitely, I'm sure you'll see some spillover traffic onto your website from here. I certainly will sort of review this more in detail tomorrow when I'm in office. And I'm starting a brand new website. So I think it'll be a good opportunity to start something afresh. Because these are things that I struggle with. And I suspect, like me, people who aren't techies and don't have a large team, I think we struggle with these very basic things as well.
Yeah. Tech should enable you, not take up your time, right?
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
But thank you, Headstart team, and Rajiv and Vanya is not on the call right now, but really appreciate it. And special thanks to Mona. Being the, I'm not going to use the word guinea pig, but trying to be on the experiments. And luckily the demo worked, because in life demos don't work. So really appreciate your time, Mona.
And
thank you.
Thanks, Mona. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Shwetank, thanks again for your time, man. All the very best.